Hello, I would like to welcome you to the final marketing presentation for week 5 of this team's Taco Bell delivery service marketing plan. The presentation and PowerPoint is brought to you by Chrissy Gavin, Dana Rice, Jacob Willie, Kenyetta Cooper, and Teresa Vaughn. This presentation is all about what Taco Bell needs to do to make sure that they initialize and successfully implement a delivery service for their company. Now, the company itself is big. It's got a parent company that's huge, and this is one way that we feel that they will be able to break into new markets and increase overall revenue and getting more products to more customers. So, first things first, we wanted to talk about the company, where they sit, where they came from. So the Taco Bell as a brand, along with Yum Corporation, was first started in 1962 by Glenn Bell. From the start, they've always wanted to be a quick service Tex-Mex food company that was able to value their food with a low cost. This is something that all of their customers have appreciated over the years, and it's something that has made them the biggest Mexican-style food restaurant in the United States. Every week, they serve 36 million customers with more than 6,000 restaurants in the U.S. Globally, they are looking at 300 different stores in 20 different countries. So they are expanding into new markets, although they might be a little bit slower than a lot of their competition like McDonald's and Burger King. So that being said, the Yum Corporation is still the second most profitable brand in the whole U.S. So they're not lagging behind as far as how they make their money, where it comes from. They're in fact leading the race and developing new products that their customers like and appreciate. In order to make sure that their delivery service is competitive and profitable, we've developed a strategic focus that will really make sure that their markets are hit properly. Primarily, what we want to do with the delivery service of Taco Bell is increase brand awareness. They're a fast food delivery provider, sure, but how can we make sure that everybody is aware of the quickness that they actually are? They are something that they order their food, customer does, and they get their food within minutes. How can we make sure that they get that same kind of service in their own home? We want to see Taco Bell gain market share. We want to see them, instead of somebody staying at home ordering pizza, why don't they order Taco Bell? That's that kind of thinking that's going to put them on the map of delivery service. We want them to be able to provide inexpensive food products to a huge array of customers with a low-cost delivery service. They don't need to break the market and increase overall revenue by jacking up the prices of the delivery. They need to keep their prices low while making sure that the customers are provided with the food. So a little bit more on the company with a little SWOT analysis. We developed some strengths. We saw their weaknesses. We identified the opportunities that the company has, and we've also come up with the threats that are both to the company and to the new delivery service. First of all, with the strength, they're a very well-established brand. Not just Taco Bell, but Yum. They are, as I've said, the second most profitable brand in the U.S., so they're huge. One of the reasons why Taco Bell has been so successful is because they're open late and they're affordable. This really attracts a certain kind of customer, that college-age kid that's staying up late doing homework and doesn't have a lot of money. They really appreciate Taco Bell's inexpensive, delicious food. They've also made their food a little bit healthier than some of their competition by adopting a trans-fat-free formula for their ingredients. They do have some weaknesses. They recently had some bad publicity with their employees, as far as human rights and wages. There were some protests on how they treat their employees. This is all stuff that every company wants to avoid. Every company wants to have employees that are happy, healthy, enjoy working for them, because this is what the customers see on the front line. They see the employees, and if the employees aren't happy, customers aren't going to be happy, either with the service or the level of food quality that they're expecting. There's always opportunities in every single business corporation model. There's always opportunities to grow. One thing that we're trying to push today is the delivery service, to make sure that every customer within range has the ability and the capacity to get Taco Bell food. They can also start expanding a little bit more into foreign countries. As I said, there's only 300 different locations in 20 countries. 20 countries is a lot, but 300 locations is not very much when you look at the overall 6,000 locations within the U.S. So they could expand quite a bit into the European and Asian countries, as McDonald's has done. And they can also offer some new flavors to the market. They've really hit on this new breakfast meal that they've been providing, and that's certainly gaining market share as well, stealing some of that market share from McDonald's that really has led the way in fast food breakfast. McDonald's is also one of the threats. They're a very big company, and there's a McDonald's almost on every street. So, of course, McDonald's is a huge threat to the overall success of Taco Bell. But that's not the only one. And moving into the delivery market, we're looking at potential threats of pizza delivery, sub-sandwich deliveries, Chinese food deliveries. These are all where urban markets are concerned. These are all very popular delivery food items. So Taco Bell is going to have to compete with a whole new market, and they're going to have to find a way to make sure that they are competing well. So in order to decide whether or not the delivery service is a viable option, we've developed the Porter's 5 competitive forces model. So we're looking at the various levels of competition. We're looking at how the supplier and the customer relate, and then, of course, the threat of something else. So the competition within the industry, of course, we've got, as we've said, the other food delivery services, pizza, sub-sandwiches, Chinese food. These are all delivery services already available that Taco Bell will be competing with. There's also the potential for new entrants into the field, whereas like McDonald's and Burger King, if they see the success for Taco Bell, it's certainly possible that they will then implement their own delivery service. So there's more potential competition. We're looking at the power of the suppliers, whereas consumers need food, but they may not have physical accessibility to it. They may not be able to drive to a location. So that's the power of Taco Bell, to be able to bring their food to the customer instead. And then, of course, the power of customers. They can choose many different fast food options if they can drive. If they can't drive, they also have the ability to choose different food delivery services. And they also have the option to substitute it out entirely and make food at home. Homemade dinners are certainly going to be a potential competitor that will have to be dealt with as well. Our general market segment that we're looking at, the location, college towns. College towns are huge on our target market. The student age, 18 to 25 year olds. These are the guys that may not have a lot of money, may not even have a car, but still need to get fed. They may have a lot of tests going on. They may have a lot of homework they need to finish, a lot of reading they need to do, and they frankly don't want to leave the comfort of their own home. So one way that Taco Bell can do that is simply develop the text messaging delivery system. Customers will send a text, get Taco Bell delivery service right to their dorm room. This way they don't have to spend the time to either cook a meal, and they don't have to spend the time to go out and get a meal. The meal will come to them. They'll be able to eat. They won't have to worry about that one extra thing of eating. And on top of that, they'll be more ready and able to take the test the next day if they're filled up on food. Everybody thinks better on a full stomach. Nobody is better when they're hungry. So, as I've said, students, 18 to 24 especially, those are the guys that we want to sell to. We want to talk about the procrastinators a little bit. They're the guys that maybe don't have a lot of time. They understand that they don't have the time to cook a meal. They still need to get fed. That's where we come in at. why wouldn't they come out to our restaurants? Why wouldn't they just cook a meal on their own, and save time and money that way? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of it has to do with comfort and convenience. Comfort level, they want to sit on their beanbag chairs. They want to enjoy their time. They want to make the most out of their time. They don't need to go out to a restaurant every night, even though they don't necessarily have the ability to cook within their dorm rooms. So we want to be able to feed them, even though they can't necessarily feed themselves. Time is a valuable option for these people, and they don't have a lot of it. They know that they need to get fed, but they don't have a lot of time to do it. So Taco Bell is looking to find a way to get their product to these kind of customers that just don't have time, they don't have money, and they just need to get fed. That's where we come in. So how do we get the customers the food that they expect out of Taco Bell, but get it to them at their doorstep? First of all, we're going to have to rework the packaging options. Typically, Taco Bell foods are wrapped in some sort of paper. The wax paper is very popular. That doesn't hold heat very well, and it will make the food less desirable if it goes from oven to delivery driver's car to the doorstep. It's not meant to go that far. It's meant to be eaten fairly quickly. So the packaging is going to have to change at least a little bit. We're going to change to a more aluminum foil type of packaging. That's going to help keep the food in a nice warm area, and it's going to help keep it fresher. Once it's in that aluminum foil packaging, it's going to be placed in boxes, similar to pizza boxes, but a little bit bigger. Every order is going to have its own pizza box that'll help keep the orders organized, and every order will be easily accessible to the customer once they get it. Beyond that, the thermal bags, of course, same thing that pizza delivery drivers use, will be used to make sure that the food all stays warm, stays hot, stays fresh. The same thing that the customers expect when they're in the store, that's the stuff they're going to get at their doorstep. The benefits of having a brand like Yum as the parent company is that you've already got Pizza Hut in your back pocket. Now, Pizza Hut is the second biggest pizza delivery chain in the U.S. So they have connections. They've already got insurance on their drivers, so they know how to get it, and they can probably get a pretty bulk discount on the new delivery drivers for Taco Bell. They also know that the promotions work. Sometimes it's free delivery, sometimes it's half off of an order. These promotions work to get people on the phone ordering their products. We know that delivery works for food with pizza and subs. We just need to make sure that Taco Bell knows it works for tacos just the same. One thing that Taco Bell is going to really have to hit on is the price. Of course, Taco Bell by nature is less expensive than things like Pizza Hut and sub sandwiches. It's just less expensive, and therefore has less of a profit. So we're going to be competitive, and we're going to be less expensive than pizza delivery is, but we still need to make some sort of profit because we're paying more employees, we're paying for gas, insurance, etc., that kind of thing. So average cost of a pizza, $16.13 plus tax, plus delivery, plus tip. That's pretty low as far as what an average order would be. I know I've never ordered a pizza for a family of 3 that costs less than $30. So when we're really talking about the price of delivery, we're not talking about $16. It's going to be a lot more than that. That being said, we're going to base it off of that $16 plus tax and tip and delivery. So our minimum order for Taco Bell is going to be $15 and then $6.99 for a delivery charge, which is about $4 less than pizza delivery charge. So total dollar amount for a Taco Bell delivery, $21.99. $21.99 is probably going to feed a family of 3, and it's going to be $10 to $15 less than a typical family of 3 order of pizza. So we're going to be saving the money, and we're going to have the edge in the price component of delivery. We already know that delivery of fast food works in some countries like Cairo. There's some places in India where McDonald's has began delivering their products in very congested areas where people don't typically drive because it's just too busy to get out. McDonald's grows about 20% every year as far as their bottom line is concerned, and that's because they're constantly taking risks. Now, McDonald's is doing this in foreign markets, but Taco Bell has the ability right now to get it on the domestic soil here in the U.S. They can start the trend, get that bubble of the initial oddity, so to speak, of fast food delivery, and really capitalize on a growing need for convenience. So when we're talking about delivery drivers, obviously Pizza Hut's already got delivery drivers. So the company as a whole already knows how to insure them. They already know how to hire them, and they already know where to get them. We're going to be focusing on the college towns, and these college towns have lots of people that are looking for part-time jobs, something that won't get in the way of their school schedule. So we'll be able to pull from that, and the college kids are already going to have a knowledge of the campus, know where to go, have connections in there. So the speed that our delivery drivers will be able to get the product to the customer is going to be much less than pizza delivery drivers are. On the pizza delivery front, between Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, there are thousands more locations. So Pizza Hut drivers could essentially take a pizza delivery, and if they're driving right by a Taco Bell, pick up that Taco Bell order, all of a sudden you got 2 orders going to the same area for Taco Bell and Pizza Hut, and we're looking at cutting costs on drivers, and we're looking at cutting time for deliveries. Another outlet that they may be able to partner with as far as food delivery goes is Grubhub. Grubhub is a growing trend, and a lot of people are starting to use Grubhub to get food delivered to them from all over the place, different stores altogether. So partnering with Grubhub to make even faster delivery might be a viable option. And then we're looking at Uber too. Uber is like a taxi service, but a lot of people are thinking it's much more convenient and friendly than taxi service. So what if Uber picks up Taco Bell for every one of its customers going to or coming from an airport? You know, people coming off of an airplane probably aren't in the mood to go home and cook a meal. They're probably not in the mood to stop and wait in a drive-thru or go to a fancy dine-in restaurant. They just want some food because they're hungry, they're miserable, they just went on a 4-hour flight. Uber comes, picks them up from the airport, has a nice box of Taco Bell hot, fresh, and ready tacos waiting for them. And then they're happy. Uber drivers get more tips, Uber drivers get more deliveries, and Taco Bell gets more profit. This is all a bonus for everybody. That is a beautiful partnership waiting to happen. So we're looking at Taco Bell getting their delivery service going. We really want to hit on those college markets. That's where the money is going to be spent. That's where the product is going to go. Get the delivery drivers from there. That's where we're going to find the biggest competency for drivers, and they're really going to be able to make the biggest impact in those areas. We already see McDonald's doing it in the different areas of the world. It's time for Taco Bell to step up, start the trend in America, and get the profits going now. I want to thank you for taking the time listening to our presentation. I sincerely hope you consider our proposal for Taco Bell delivery service. Just always good to remember, it's better to find the future than to deny it's going to happen. Thank you. Have a great night.